Acupuncture has been practiced for centuries and is becoming more widely accepted in mainstream medical care.
I feel like I've been hearing more and more about it. Like more people are saying this was my trick to feeling better. So this morning, Ashley Dorsbacher is at Strong West, learning how doctors and physicians at UR Sports Medicine use this discipline. Ashley?
Hey, good morning. I've got my sleeve rolled up, my hair pulled back. We are going to show some acupuncture here. But first, Dan Dominguez again is joining us. And Dan, Qi. What is Qi? What are some of the perceptions people have when they hear acupuncture, and what do people tell you and talk to you about?
So I think one of the biggest misconceptions that people have surrounding Qi is that it's actually energy. When the classical Chinese texts were being translated into English, a mistranslation came out talking about what Qi is, and it was translated as Qi. But what Qi actually is oxygen. So if you think of blood, you think of oxygenation of that blood, right? Red and white blood cells circulating through our body. And then channels and meridians, these invisible lines of energy that run through the body. That's not exactly what acupuncture is. When you put a needle into the body, what you're doing is increasing blood flow. So in particularly oxygenated blood. So it's real physical medicine. It's not this woo-woo voodoo type of thing, right? Where I stick pins in you all of a sudden you feel better. It's rooted in real physical medicine. So I think that is an important thing to touch on, that acupuncture has a place in medicine, and that's why the University of Rochester decided to hire me, because they felt the need to add this to their repertoire of different ways to attack an injury, you know, from if people don't want surgery or they're tired of taking pain medication, they have a place to come and get pain relief and heal. So that's an important thing that I wanted to talk about.
It's all under the same umbrella of University of Rochester Medicine, and you are offering different things in the doctors. You said you talk with doctors every day, and your job is to convince them too still, and tell patients, you know, hey, let's do this, but then let's go to physical therapy or different things. So you guys all work together. And
that's I think a very unique thing in this setting is that I can do acupuncture and send someone across the hall to have physical therapy. Or if I evaluate you and think that maybe there's a tear in your shoulder, we've got doctors right on the premises here, so I can say, okay, why don't you schedule with them? You know, Dr. Rizzoni can check you out and get an MRI if you need it. So that's a unique part of my practice that I don't think is offered anywhere else in the city. But why don't we...
I was going to say, you want to show everybody what you do?
So what we're going to do is we're going to do what's called a motor point. A motor point is where the nerve innervates the muscle. If you're having an issue with, let's say, shoulder impingement, which is very common. I treat a lot of CrossFit athletes, and this is a very common injury for them to have. We're going to do your anterior deltoid. So when I talk acupuncture, I talk more in physical terms and in anatomical structure. So we're going to needle your motor point, and then we're going to put some electric stim on it, and you're going to see the muscle jump and reset. So if you have tightness or weakness in this muscle, we can actually put a needle in and cause that to reset.
This is the cool part, guys. Watch.
This is where we do stim on the actual muscle itself, and you actually see it jumping there. So we'll run that for about 15 to 30 seconds, and it usually feels like a tapping sensation or a thud on your skin. So probably about 70% of my patients get e-stim done. So we'll do that. Once that's done, I'll retain needles for about 20 to 30 minutes. If we're treating multiple areas of the body, we can do the other shoulder. For the shoulder, sometimes I'll treat the hip. That's what differentiates dry needling from acupuncture, is that I do orthopedic style acupuncture, so very similar techniques locally. But if someone has neck pain, I can treat the neck, and then I'll put needles in the ankle or the hand, and those all further the treatment. Or if they have stress, then we attack the stress, right? Because you can have neck pain, but if you just keep treating the neck and the underlying cause is stress, you're never going to fix it, because they're always going to be walking around like this.
Yeah.
Right?
And if you're struggling with anything, the number 275-5321 to call and set something up. We're going to talk with Dan about, he's got a really interesting backstory and how he got into this and involved. So we're going to talk more about that coming up here in a little bit, you guys. Wasn't that cool?
Yeah, it looked relaxing.
Check that out.
Yeah, you didn't look like you were
He says sometimes people will, you know, get calm and fall asleep too while they're doing this. So your body is the best when you're resting to heal.
We'll be right over, Ashley. I will. I'll hop in the car.
I've been wanting to try it.